Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about, should I put an aftermarket exhaust on my Ferrari 458? I've owned the Ferrari for about 18 months and I've had an opportunity to live with the factory sound from the exhaust, and I like that sound. My only problem is you only really get the full impact of that sound when you're over 6,000 RPM. Anything under that, in my opinion, you don't get the true sound of what a Ferrari 458 should sound like. And that's one of the reasons why I'm contemplating getting an aftermarket exhaust. I've had an opportunity to look at 3 different exhausts online. First one being an IPE exhaust. Second one, Fab Speed exhaust. And then the third one, a Novatech exhaust. I gotta tell you, the IPE exhaust to me sounds just like a Formula One exhaust. You get that same sound. Now, for me, I'm a novice. I'm not one of these guys that has a lot of experience with aftermarket exhausts. I typically buy my cars and I typically just keep them in the stock format, and I typically don't do exhaust modifications. But I am considering that for the 458 because 99% of the time I'm driving the car and I'm below 5,000 RPM. And as I stated earlier, in my 18 months of ownership, the only time I really get the full potential of the factory exhaust is above 6,000 RPM. Now, you get it above 6,000 RPM and you take it to 9,000 RPM, it's a wonderful sound. My problem is 95, 99% of the time, I'm below 5,000 RPM, so I don't really experience that very often. And I think from some of the things that I've read online, some of the videos that I've had an opportunity to watch, with an aftermarket exhaust, if it's the right one, then I think at lower RPMs you'll still get a really nice exhaust note and a really nice sound from the exhaust. I have a neighbor here in my community that has a F430, and I can hear him coming through the community and I'm sure he's at 2,000 or 3,000 RPM. He's coming through the community. I'm telling you, that thing sounds great. Now, I haven't asked him yet what type of aftermarket exhaust he has on his F30. I wanted to first come to you guys and get some suggestions. One, should I even modify it? Should I even modify the exhaust, or should I just leave it the way it is and just enjoy it? Two, if I do modify it with an aftermarket exhaust, which of the 3 that I just touched on, IPE, Fab Speed, or Novatech? Now, there may be other ones out there that you guys will recommend. Drop that recommendation in the comments, and I'll be sure to go out and find a YouTube video to watch to get an idea of how it sounds. But for now, those 3, IPE, Fab Speed, and Novatech, are the 3 that I've had an opportunity to listen to. And I got to tell you, the IPE exhaust to me is the better of the 3. It has the best sound that's closest to a Formula One car sound. Now, obviously, it's not a Formula One sound, but it mimics that sound the closest out of the 3 that I just mentioned. So if you would, give me some help. Let me know, one, should I even worry about that or just kind of enjoy the car the way it is in its stock form. And I know that's an individual preference, but I'm asking you guys for your opinion. And then two, if I do decide to do the aftermarket exhaust, of the three I mentioned, which one you would recommend, or throw some more down in the comments of other aftermarket exhaust manufacturers that I can take a look at. Again, like I said, I've owned the car for 18 months. It's been wonderful. I have contemplated doing some other mods as well, more cosmetic stuff, perhaps doing some carbon fiber bits on the outside and the inside of the car. But I haven't settled on that. I think I like everything else. If there is one, I take that back. Perhaps even doing some aftermarket wheels. I would keep the stock diamond cut wheels that I currently have on the 458. I'd keep those. I wouldn't paint them. I'd keep them, but I'd buy aftermarket wheels in satin black and put those on the 458 along with potentially the new exhaust. So what do you guys think about putting black wheels on the 458, or should I keep it in its original spec, classic, and not add any satin black wheels to it? So give me some comments on that as well. And if you think I should put the wheels on, give me some feedback or some recommendations on which type of wheel I should use from an aftermarket standpoint. I don't really modify. I mean, I modified my SVR, but that's easy. I mean, I've owned a lot of Range Rovers, and that's easy to modify those wheels. But when it comes to a supercar like a 458, you got to really be careful on the type of wheel, the construction of the wheel, and obviously I have to do some research to make sure with the suspension setup and everything else that gives me the drive that I have now at the stock position, that I don't disrupt that by putting aftermarket wheels. But let me know. Let me know what you think about the aftermarket wheels. And then again, let me know what you think about the aftermarket exhaust. Outside of that, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing and share the video. But more to come on the exhaust modification, more to come on the wheel modification to the 458 based on some more research and any suggestions that you guys give me. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Until the next one, stay peace.